الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد النبي الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه الطيبين الطاهرين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وبعد. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا ساميا معصوما. اللهم لا تجعل فينا شقيا ولا محروما ولا مطرودا ولا معذبا بنار برحمتك يا عزيز يا غفار. ثم ما بعد، على بركة الله نبتدئ اليوم مع سورة البقرة. وأسماء السور توقيفية. أسماء السور, the names of the surahs, are not matter of ijtihad. It's not up to our choice or the choice of the Sahaba, and not even about the choice of the Rasul. No, it's a part of the revelation. Tawqifi, waqf, is something that's not matter of ijtihad. When it's a tawqif, waqf, it's not like up to different opinion. No. Most of the surahs has only one unique name. Some surahs has multiple names, and despite that, all those names mentioned in some ahadith. So this Surah Al-Baqarah. And by the way, the name of the surah has a great connection with the contents of the surah. It's something amazing. Just one name. And there is something that, like a Surah Al-Baqarah, all this Surah Al-Baqarah having attachment to that name of the name of Baqarah. SubhanAllah. It's amazing things. I'm sure you could figure that connection for Surah Al-Fatiha. Yes? You know what's the letter meaning of the word Fatiha? Fatiha? What's called Fatiha? Fataha? You know what's Fataha? Opening, yes. So opening chapter. Like an introduction for the book. So it's clear why you name it Al-Fatiha. You get the point? Now, Surah Al-Baqarah, I'm sure you could figure the meaning. You know what? Let me give you that as an assignment. You search why it's named Al-Baqarah. Is that fine? You don't like assignment? Huh? How about assignment with the prizes? Yes, that I know. I see like people having a smile. Okay, let's say it. Al-Baqarah, with $10 gift card. Yes. I know it's meaning a cow, but what the connection, why it's named Al-Baqarah, the cow, why that surah, the whole chapter, 286, verses named Al-Baqarah. Why is that? No, there is a story. There is a story of the cow mentioned, no doubt. There is a story of the cow mentioned. But why? There are multiple stories in Surah Al-Baqarah. There are multiple ahkam and rules. Why this? We know for a fact here there is a story that related to Bani Israel and how Allah commanded them to slaughter a cow. We can come to that in details. But why that connection? I want you just to think and reflect. That has to do with the contents of the surah, the whole surah, and why that name. Because it's really important. I don't want to take much from time, but think of it. The best answer will receive a Tim Horton card. Okay. Yes. So Surah Al-Baqarah. There's one person, he entered the masjid, and Imam was reciting Surah Al-Baqarah. They should give warning, like when you say Surah Al-Baqarah, I told people they are recite Al-Baqarah. So he stood for 2 hours. He was like switching between his legs. He wanted to leave. It was too much. So after he finished, said, "What the Sheikh recited?" They said he recited Surah Al-Baqarah. I said, So next day he entered and he found the Sheikh, the same Imam. He was reciting Surah Al-Fil. "Alam tara kayfa a'aqaba ashab al-fil." He didn't join. He left. He said, Al-Baqarah, and spent 2 hours. So now with Surah Al-Fil, how many hours is going to be? He thought the size of the surah is according to the size of the animal. You know, it's, maybe he thought there were going to be more hours. It's a long surah. It's the longest surah in the Quran. Yes. And by the way, it's the first surah. It's the first surah. Yes, what am I going to say now? It's the first surah revealed in Medina. Yes, you're right. The first surah revealed in Medina. So it's the first surah revealed in Medina. Why is the second surah in the Quran? There are differences between the order of the Mus'haf and the order of revelation. So there is a sequence of the revelation, and there's other sequence of the Mus'haf, and all of that part of the revelation. And all of that part of it. So the Prophet will tell them, put this one before, put one after. So even the sequence is telling a story. Why Fatiha and then Baqarah? There is a telling a story. You have to know the connection. Why Fatiha and then why Baqarah? And then why even Ali Imran after when you read the Quran? We want to like really reflect upon that. We want to think of it. This is not part of our halaqa, but I'm bringing questions because I want you to reflect and think. So there are two questions. There's one question for gift card, and the other question is opponents. Okay, you know, and if you don't get the answer, then you give me a gift card. Okay, so there's two questions. One, why it's named Al-Baqarah, and why came in this sequence? Why came like that surah after like Al-Fatiha? Think of it, inshallah. It's both questions are related. Both of that are related. Bi Allah subhanahu. So Surah Al-Baqarah, how many verses has? 286. Are you sure? No? No, it's not 7. No, 86. Yes, that's correct. According to Adl al-Kufi. But according to Adl al-Madani al-Awwal, 285. And we talk about that, the counting. Yes, the difference in counting. It just in the different word placing the number of the verses. The difference just in counting. Not it's the same wording, same things, you know. Just there's one ayah, it was counted as 2 in one mushaf. You know, as you know, was divided as 2 ayat. So it's 286. This Quran is amazing. Wallah, it's amazing. The middle verse in the surah, 200, you know, 100, the middle, what's the middle half? 286 multiplied 2. 100? 140? 43. Over the Mus'haf. What's 143? وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. Half the mean wasat, the mean middle. And Allah mentioned the word, we make you the middle ummah, the wasat ummah. That came in the middle of Surah Al-Baqarah. Yes. 143. وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. So 186 verses. Inshallah, we are ready, bi-idhnillah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to start it today. I guess it's time for Maghrib Adhan. Subhanallah, time's flying. We'll make the Adhan and Salah, and then we'll come back, bi-idhnillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We'll stop at this point.